Welcome to the Fantasy HQ podcast, all things NRL Fantasy. Find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. Your hosts, Frosty and Stevo. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fantasy HQ podcast, all things NRL Fantasy. This one we're talking about the big guns, sort of. Do you go with X amount of players, the likes of Payne Haas, Cleary, Terrell May, anyone like that, those big price tag players. So, welcome, Frosty.
Stevo.
We're in a bit of a roll here, doing a few at once. So, not much has changed since I last spoke to you, but how's it going?
Can't complain, eh? Right, third episode in now, and you asked if I was excited on the first episode, but I am certainly next level now. A couple of these in, get the chat going, get the banter and the thoughts, and super excited. So I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to rip in here again.
I'm definitely getting more pumped for it already. I'm not going to lie, because it's feeling back now. You know, it's
100%.
Even though only half an hour's gone, I'm feeling like it's only a week away from the season starting.
Yeah.
Now we'll roll into it. So I sort of mentioned it, but Payne, Haas, Cleary, can you have them both in your team, Frosty?
Yeah, gee, that's probably the biggest question going into the season. And at the moment, Cleary, we're looking at the top 20 owned players. He's down at about 14th at the moment, at 27%. And I'd like to know the last time that Nathan Cleary was only 27% owned going into a NRL season. So that probably shows that it is a big question. People are unsure. People aren't going with both. People are favouring Haas at 55% top owned across fantasy. But I think you can. I'm not sure about you, but I strongly believe that this is the best crop of mid-rangers and cheapies, but certainly mid-rangers that I've seen in fantasy. Going back to our last episode where we talked about the top 20 owned players as it stands at the moment, 10 of those 20 players are mid-rangers. 5 of them were cheapies, 300k or under. So that's 15 out of 20. So that's 75%. That's a massive number. So if you've got 11 to 12, maybe 13 of those guys in your team, I certainly think you can afford Cleary in the Haas in the front row, really being that strong foundation of points for your team.
I do think one key thing there is that you mentioned about 15 odd players in that top 20. I just about think 13 or 15 of them are going to be locks for most teams, because they're just about no-brainers. And you and I still haven't seen each other's teams, but we're going through it, and we were identical. So I'm sort of similar. I'm like the pack. I have Haas on my team, and I mentioned in the first episode I start with them every season. And I just sort of that I feel safe having Haas on my team, if that makes sense, I quite often will captain him. And Cleary, Cleary's one of my favourite players, but I just have that worry about, they start a little bit slow, or, gets into the feel for the team. Although, with all the changes last year, the Panthers are basically bringing back that exact same team, and you'd have to think Cleary is in top form going into round 1. So it's a toss-up. My only other thing is, with Cleary particularly, is there's so many good halves. So there's quite a good options, and like you say, those mid-rangers, and we talked about a couple in the likes of Mitch Moses, Dylan Brown. You've also got the likes of Adam Dewey. You've got Jerome Hughes. There's quite a few, even. So there's the cheapies as well, the likes of Sanders, who we talked about. Both you and I are a bit low, but you've got Atkinson as well. So there's numerous players in that half. So for me, I'm putting my money elsewhere, and that's why I'm going 2 of those big guns, and I'm chucking Herbie in there as well. So at the moment, I'm thinking maybe a big Herbie fan, and chucking him in there, spending 800k on Herbie, 950k on Haas, and those are sort of my 2 big guns.
Yeah, Cleary at 900 flat, is he? Is that right?
900 flat, yeah.
Yeah, so 100k difference, and I mean, no one's going to be surprised if Herbie keeps up that 60 to 65 average, and if he can manage that and be 5 points off Cleary, you're pretty happy there. I think the field are hoping maybe Cleary drops in a little bit. I can't see it too much. I certainly can't see him touching 800k. But I think it's more so like you spoke about those mid ranges. People confident that they're going to get back to the old players they were. Bit of a low season last year for them all for different reasons, injuries and different things with team makeups and all that sort of stuff, coaching dramas. But if those 4 or 5 mid ranges get back from 550k to that 750k, they're making teams 200k each. There's 400k. Chucking a Sanders or an Atkinson and they make a couple hundred. You could be looking at making 500 to 600k off 3 halves, but that's not going to be possible if you're sitting with Cleary there. So
Absolutely.
that's probably my biggest reason, is that cash build early in the season is vital. And I'm not sure if Cleary gets to the top of the mountain of hitting, that mill mark. He'll probably float round, might hit 850, might hit 950, but it'll be up and down. And you can pick him up whenever you please after you make some cash from the others.
So another player then, which is top dollar, Terrell May. He's 930k, only 11% owned, and I think last year he's probably, I can't remember what he was, but he's over 60% owned.
Yeah.
And he was basically a must-have from real early. Can you go against Haas and go with May, or is there enough room to pick both of them? In your
Oh, that was
mix?
actually a thought that entered my mind when I was putting my team together, where I went, what avenue I was going to take or approach this year. Haas and Cleary was the first one. Went with Haas. Then it was, can I do a Haas and May? And honestly, I probably would have pulled the trigger had it not been for the Tigers round one bye. He is going to be a gun. He's going to put out massive points, but uh, say a Trey Mooney, for example, if he scores a 60 in round one at 400k, he's just going to instantly be giving out 30, 40k price rises if he can maintain that 55-point average after that. And you've had May sitting there, 0 points, zero money raised, and he's not going to really raise your money, is he? But 0 points. So he's put you in a deficit. It's just not really the way I want to start the season. Um, and, I'm like Cleary. I'm probably happy to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks for May and just pick him up probably at the same price. I'd love a couple of 50s from him early doors and actually pick him up slightly cheaper. But yeah, that round one buy is just a killer for him. And NRL done the Tigers dirty because that's the second time in 3 years. So yeah,
Oh, much the same. I think on a buy, you just can't put that much money in. So in terms of then, if you got Terrell on a buy, as I say, Yo's someone that you might look at instead. He is 18% owned, so he's more owned. Only 738k. He's sort of your reliable. Might get to
yeah,
800k.
yeah. I'd certainly uh, be expecting him to hit that 800k. I guess the question with him, it's got to happen at some point, surely. The man's a machine. He is an unbelievable footy player, but at some point, especially with all the success they've had, the runs after runs to grand finals, they've played so many more games, so many more minutes, hours.
Don't say it.
At some point,
Don't say
this
it.
guy's got to stop being the 80-minute lock, surely.
I thought you were going to speak
like,
him into an injury.
no, jeepers, no. But is it possible this season is the one where he hits the 65 minutes off, you know, a rotation with someone?
I think it depends how they go. I mean, looking at the team, nothing changes. So whether or not they're in a position they can allow to have Isaiah Yeo playing less than 70, um,
Yeah,
I mean, unless someone like Papali or Henry or someone like that really takes a step up and can play more 13.
yeah,
Um, I don't know. I think they're going to want to start the season hot because that's sort of what they missed last season. So I think early
yeah.
doors they're going to play to win every game, obviously, and I think they're going to take no chances in it.
Yeah, yeah. I certainly won't be surprised if he's back to the 80 minutes, but that is in the back of my head with him. Uh, But I guess it's worth the risk at 730k. You know, Cam Murray's one in around that price point. I've also considered. But the same thing with him is you just don't actually know his role coming back. You know, Wayne Bennett's back. But Talis Duncan and Colin Matangi and all those guys, when he was out last year, did a hell of a job. And the Bunnies just didn't look like they were so reliant on him being that 80-minute lock. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's hitting 63, 65 minutes a game as well.
Yeah, Cam Murray, who I've got up on screen now, 725k, only 3% owned. I think it's too risky to start with. Excellent player, but like you say, we don't know what Wayne Bennett's going to do with his rotations because there's a lot more edges now. Putting Fafita in there, Colin Matangi into the prop rotation. And then he could, as we know, he could go to lock as well. So who really knows to start with? So yeah, I'm going to be passing on Cam Murray, and I think you've sort of nailed it on the head. There's enough mid-ranges around in these positions, in this mid-range, in these mids, the likes of Trey Mooney, that could be similar prices, 750k. So I think that's where you put your money, and you can flesh out your team that way.
Yeah, 100%.
Very good, Frosty. So that's a bit into sort of the big name players. Can you fit, more than two?
Yeah. More
than one even. For me, it's two. For me, it's at the moment Haas and Herbie. Other than that, I'm going to be praying Cleary doesn't go and knock out hundreds from the get-go.
Imagine that 85 average. He'll do the Walsh button at the front end of the season and burn everyone. The Haas of last year.
As a Panthers supporter, I will be happy for it, but in terms of fantasy, I will be upset.
You got your blue and white on, Steve. Oh, wait, joining the Dogs Army this year.
Steph Curry, I'm a bit upset for him too. Needs some help.
Tough times.
All good. Thanks, Frosty. I'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks, everyone, for watching the Fantasy HQ podcast.
Thanks, team.
We appreciate your support for the Fantasy HQ podcast, all things NRL Fantasy. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify and Facebook, and most importantly, thanks for watching.